Before we get started on our video, I want to say a quick thank you to a couple people. Craig Kirich in Pennsylvania sent us some new queen clips. He sent a whole bag of them actually, so thank you, Craig. Whole lot of videos are already shot, so if you see any nasty queen clips, it ain't because I threw yours in the garbage. I just hadn't got around to using them yet. They're in my truck though already. That's just two I had sitting here in the office.
Hey there, West Farm and Bees wanting to welcome you back to a 628 Dirt Rooster channel where hobby beekeeping is a way of life.
We got some new shirts in that my baby's gonna hand me to show off to y'all real quick. Here's the back of our shirt. This is a new design that she came up with. There's the front. Really cool design. This is some of her artwork ideas, and these will be at the Tennessee conference coming up in 2 months. They'll also be at Canaan's conference in January. These were shirts specifically for Tennessee, but it's a beekeeper, so it doesn't matter where you're from anyway. It's a beekeeper. But here's our shirts just for general dirt rooster stuff. Dirt roosterness. There's that one. These just came in today, so they hopefully by the time you see this video they'll be up on our website if you're interested. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
Real quick, I'm gonna show you some packages that came in. I'm gonna start with Yappy. Yappy sent me a child-proof box with a GoPro 7. Yappy's got a ton of GoPros, and he felt like I needed one, so it's in a sock. If your wife's missing a sock, I'll send it back. GoPro 7. Thank you, Yappy. That is awesomeness, and we will be using this. Extra batteries and a mount and all. Thank you very much, Yappy. Next up is a package from Kemper Morrow, Beekeeper on YouTube. Oh yeah, some of this year's harvest. He's out of Texas. Papa Bees. Papa Bees honey. Thank you very much. Next up is Mr. Jenkins from Booze Bees. He has sent me some hive beetle preventative concoction he's come up with for me to test out on some hives. So he asked how many hives I had. When I told him, he's like, I'll send enough for a dozen hives. It's all food grade. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not going to ask him what his recipe is for it, but I'm supposed to take he said a pinky size piece of this and put it in the corner of a box. He claims within 2 weeks it will rid any hive of hive beetles. Now if you've already got beetle larvae in a hive, that ain't gonna do anything for you, but we got a lot of hive beetles down here, so I agreed to do some testing on some hives. He's not selling it. Thank you very much. So I got a one-off piece of art from Starry Night Diner. I'll open that and show it at the end of the video. And then someone sent me some feeders and I completely forgot to show them, and the guy's name slips my mind, but I will find it out, and it's probably in the box, I hope. These are pollen feeders and sugar syrup feeders, and you stake them in your flower beds. Let me open one up and see what they are. They look like they're 3D printed. And it came with a pack of pollen sub. Cool. Also came with a bee health support supplement. And these all stake in the flower bed. If you've been watching our channel long, you've probably seen this old spot back here behind this abandoned mobile home on the back of our property. I don't use this spot anymore. It's kind of become a dumping ground for some old junk equipment stuff, but I did have some nukes that I'm going to show you right now. I had 2 of them that were very sick, and I put them back here mid-spring when I was doing some splits. and both of them were failing miserably. So I combined the two into one. They were in really bad shape. They only had one queen between the two, and she had a really spotty brood pattern. I assume they were riddled with mites, but I don't know that to be a fact because I didn't test them at all. I just set them back here and left them and combined them, and I said, well, if y'all make it, you make it. I just cracked the lid just a few minutes ago, so I want to show you what I've got right now and show you how sometimes the best intervention is just to leave them alone. In the case of this one, the best intervention was no intervention. Just leave them alone, let them do. If they survive, they survive. And I think it's been, man, this is August 25th maybe. Anyway, they made it through our flow, and they've come back and look really good. And the only reason I even came back here to look, I had assumed that they had died. I didn't even come check them, but one of my cousins called and said, hey, you got any nukes? And I came back here to look and see if this one was still even here, and I cracked the lid and I said, oh, all right, I got to get this on video. So 0 intervention other than just combining 2 very sick nukes into one, which amounted to maybe 2.5 frames of bees to start with, if that, with a seriously spotty and sparse brood pattern. This is what we have now. I'm not going to pull any frames out of it right now. It's all really propolized, and I'm going to offer this to my cuz and see if he wants it. This is on the opposite side of the same mobile home, and I think a lot of people overly worry about disease transference between hives that are close to each other. I've got probably 20 or 30 colonies on this side, spread around a little bit, and they're all doing really well. So that, to me, you know, if it was a foul brood issue, sure, but if it's something else, Varroa, Nosema, I think sometimes people overanalyze what's going on. I don't know why these, I've left a gap in the roof. They won't use the bottom board. Now, it's funny, if I leave a gap anywhere, they won't use the landing board, they'll use the gaps. This is not an issue with this bottom, this is the box. And then we'll look straight across the window from those sick bees back there, and we've got the beard of the month. This hive, this box here, I just went through it about 30 minutes ago. The inside of the box is standing room only, so there's no way we can get all these bees in here. So I'm gonna let him have this one too. It's got a lot of honey in it, so a little bit of honey bound, not too much. Still got a lot of good brood in it. Might try to shake all these outside bees into a separate nuke box. I don't want to try to smoke all them inside that box because we've been under heat advisories for a couple weeks now. It's super hot here and humid. So if you try to get all these bees in that one box and transport them and set them up on one of these hot days, you could overheat them. We don't want to do that, so we'll probably rake those off in another box, slap the lid on it, and he can just take them and recombine them when he gets home. I'm out here in the bee yard shirtless, as I usually am when I'm by myself out here and don't have the camera on me. You ain't ever gonna see a full shot of me shirtless because I don't want the hate mail and the puke emojis. But it's super hot out here. I get less stings when I'm shirtless. The bees don't get hung up in the material. I can feel where they are. If a bee gets under your shirt, sometimes they're crawling on your shirt, you can't feel them, you mash your shirt against you and you get stung. If I'm shirtless and a bee gets on me, I feel exactly where she's at. I leave her alone, and I don't squish her. So I get a whole lot less stings that way. And, you know, tan fat looks better than white fat, so it's a win-win. I stay cool and I get a little bit of a tan on top of that, which, as you can tell from my shoulders, I ain't achieved a tan yet, but that's what I'm doing out here today. Just sweating it up, fixing to hit the weed eater one time and go in the house, get cooled off. Hope this non-intervention video was a good help to somebody. It don't always work out where if you leave them alone they thrive, but in this case it did, and I find that sometimes it's just best if you got a colony that's failing, quit fretting over them and open them twice a week, because you're doing damage to them. Just leave them alone. If they make it, great. If they don't, you know, do everything you can for them. Give them beetle traps, and I don't necessarily think I would want to treat a colony that was as weak as that one was. I don't know if I would do more damage than good. And I'm not anti-treatment, but I'm almost treatment free. I rarely ever treat for varroa, and hive beetles is about the only thing I ever worry about. But in this case, it worked out really nice. So got a really strong box of bees back there that somebody else is going to get to enjoy. And that was it. I'm done. I asked JC's Bees with a little help on the feeder, so here's a word from Jason Chrisman.
Hello folks, Jason Chrisman here, JC's Bees. These particular bee feeders are not just made for beekeepers. They're made so every individual can buy these feeders, they can set them up, and they'll help contribute to the honeybees' food stores. You think about it, how many people do you know that feed hummingbirds? And that's good, hummingbirds are a pollinator. This new feeder designs came out to make it a lot easier for everybody to set up these feeders, very similar to setting up a hummingbird feeder. And yeah, you help contribute to the honeybees' food stores. The bees absolutely love this.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to refill. I set this thing out here an hour ago and they're taking it down already. There's a little bit of honey in there. That's what you see on the inside of the bottle. It has some foam in it. They're loving it. Now this comes from Eileen from Starry Night Diner out of Virginia. She does have a Instagram, I think, and some other social media. Signed and dated in the bottom. This is me all sweaty, honey running down on my head. Pretty true representation for what I look like most of the time. Yeah, and there's a queen on my shoulder. I had a queen land on my shoulder during a cutout one time, so that's what that's all about. That's pretty cool though. I like it. Thank you, Eileen. Also, I forgot it had this, a certificate of authenticity and some instructions on how to get it to lay flat so you can frame it or hang it. Starry Night Diner.
Why'd you want it to record?
Huh?
I'm just messing with you. Sorry.
Okay, you can turn it off and back on.
What? You can't edit it?
I can, but it's just easier if I don't have to edit it.
Blooper number 23.
Oops, sorry. I'm in the dark trying to hit this hole on this outlet.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's click 4.
I couldn't get it to go in.
Don't say the 4. I know there's a 4 coming. Do it one more time without saying 4 out loud. Whatever, that sucks, but this is gonna have to do.